Hey, come on in. Come on in. Y'all know what happens on Friday. Hey, Chris, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Cynthia, good evening, Cynthia. Hey, Coach Cassell Bell from Jacksonville, Florida is on. I guess that means Reigns does not have a game tonight. Andrea, good to see you. Fern, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Diana is on with us. And Alexandria Nicole, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Honored to have you. Barbara Kaufman is on with us as well. And Glenda Jones, I don't know, should we let Glenda back in? Glenda has been all over the place and she's missed Friday Night Live. So I'm kind of in my feelings. Let me think about that, see what the Lord tells me. Joe, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Ethel is on with us. Patricia, hey, good evening to you. Lillian is on with us. Hey, Lillian. Coach Cassell says there is no Reigns game in Jacksonville tonight, so the world is safe. Drusilla, thank you for joining us. Lala, good to see you. Always happy to see you. Good to see you. Good to see B. Michelle is on as well. The Honorable Dietrich Leggett, my brother, colleague on the Savannah City Council, representing District 2 in an excellent way. Good to see you as well. Good to see Billy. Billy is always a challenge. We'll talk more about that. Lydia, good to see you. E. Joyce Paris is on with us every week. Always good to see her. Linda Kelly is also on with us, and it's good to see you. Cheryl Childers has joined us. Um, yes. Oh, whoa. Alicia, your dad passed. I just met your dad, and he passed away. Oh, wow. I have that picture. I took a picture with him. Oh, wow. I am so sorry to hear about the passing of your dad. I'm going to give you some love for that. I just met your dad. So you're in our prayers. Please let me know in any arrangements or anything. I'm glad I met him. I really am. Leticia, good to see you as well. Shirley is on with us as well. And Glenda is saying don't just own her, but we have not seen you. I've seen you in the street, Glenda Jones, but I have not seen you on Friday Night Live. You know the rules. See, Nicole is on, and her birthday is Sunday. Happy birthday. I'm going to give you some love as well. Happy birthday to you. Bonnie Jean is on with us, and Sheila is on from Brunswick, Georgia. Thank you, ma'am, for joining us. Gloria is on with us as well, and Elizabeth has joined us uh, from Queens, New York, and she is a queen. Thank you so much for joining us, Elizabeth. I hope you feel better. I think you'll feel better. Um, Monica, good to see you. Thank you for joining us as well. Terry Mobley has joined us. Always good to see Terry on. Anissa has made it to date night, so she's all right. Bernice, all the way from Washington State. Good to see you. I did go see Till as well. I did a showing at the SCAD festival, so I'll talk a little bit about that. Donna, Donna, I was down. I was just at Broughton Street. Um, it's an issue that we have to get it done, and so um, you know, we have contractors that we pay to get it done, and so our expectation is going to be done, and that area is cleaned up. I'm just so ready for this to be done. Paula Evans, good to see you. Happy Friday. And Alicia, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Vernia Jackson has joined us. She's been missing for a couple of weeks, and then I see her out in the street too. So, Alvernia and Linda, y'all might be in timeout for a minute. Tam Reeves is on. The poet laureate herself. Good to see you, Thurman Tillman. Pastor Tillman, thank you for joining us. Hope you are doing well. Tyrone Brown, the legend himself, the man, the myth, the legend is on. Good to see you, sir. Sandra Smith is on with us as well. Charlotte, thank you for joining us. And then Sarah Stevens, Liberty County's finest and Liberty City's finest. Good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. Lauren Parker has joined us. Thank you so much for joining us, Laura. And then, let's see. Alicia said the service is Tuesday at 10 o'clock at Baker McCullough Funeral Home. Inbox me. I usually do my press conference at 10. Let's just see. Hey, the Honorable Jeff Booker from Seabright, New Jersey. Great servant leader out there in New Jersey. Good to see you. Belinda, good evening. Thank you for joining us as well. Vera is on with us. Good to see you. Joanne is saying hello to everybody. Carletha, good to see you as well. Lauren, yes, I was at the dedication. Okay. All right, Lauren, I got you. Yes, I was at the dedication of the WW Law house. Debbie Williams Walker is lifting up the passing of Coach Vince Dooley, passed away today at the age of 90, and certainly is a Georgia legend. May he rest in peace. Willie, man, look, we ain't even playing with you with all that, man. You can't ask me questions that are hard. The question is, what are you going to run away after when I ask for you to ask it? You could ask folks. I was here. I was asking for you, and so do you, Willie? Good to see Sister Luana Tillman. So we have both Tillmans in the house, so we appreciate that. Deanna Blige is in as well. Cynthia Sampson has joined us. Thank you for joining us. Helen Bright, same to you. And Laura is in the house all the way from Pennsylvania. She's been in and out missing, so we're going to put her in timeout with Alvernia and with Glenda because y'all will be riding with me every week, and y'all been missing. Good to see Eloise Dudley. Thank you so much for your call. Thank you so much for your prayers. I appreciate you. And Willie did miss Pete the Cat. But I got one more Pete the Cat. I can do it tonight if he needs it. So as well. And good to see Monica Thornton on. And yes, I was supposed to be in College Park today. I was not going to make it back in time to do Friday Night Live. So I'm sorry for President Obama and all those who missed my presence. I did have a ticket as a member of the National Democratic Party, but I had to be back here by 9 o'clock for Friday Night Live. So thank you, Monica, for that update. Hey, Joya Dinkins is on with us as well, and everybody is sending out love to Alicia and her family. Helen, good to see you. Good evening. Janine Brown, good to see you as well. Kat, good to see you. Kathy Brown, thank you for joining us this evening. Billy reminding everybody to vote. Good to see Michelle on and Mr. Bill. Thank you so much for joining us. Minister Chanel, thank you. Good evening to you. Karina Smith is on with us. Hope you are doing well, Karina. Corbin, Yolanda Corbin is on. Hey, I called you this week and I didn't get a call back. Good to see Aunt Ollie on. Thank you for joining us. And Debbie Williams Walker is being petty, and so I am going to ignore that because I'm just going to ignore it. And so Marsha Lieberman, Mama Marsha is on. Good to see you as well. And Helen's trying everybody to vote. Snowy Polite is on. Sharon is on from Midway, Georgia. Good to see you. And then look at this. This is dedication, Alvernia. This is dedication, Glenda. This is dedication, Laura. Barbara Dolores is in Hawaii. In Hawaii, where it's probably real early. Okay, Google, what time is it in Hawaii? The time in Hawaii, United States, is 3:12 p.m. It is 3:12 p.m. in Hawaii, and Barbara Dolores is tuning in from Hawaii. That's dedication. Hey, Barbara, I love that. I love that love. That's Savannah Strong. Lasagna, good to see you as well. Christiana, good to see you. And yes, a great meeting, very challenging meeting last night. Our Pastor Jerome Baker, good to see you, my good brother. Hope you are doing well as well. And then look at Patricia West. Patricia West, here she is, the 50th anniversary of Savannah High School. The class of 1972, they're having their 50th class reunion. And here is Dr. Patricia West in Hilton Head with folks that she graduated with 50 years ago, and yet she's tuning in. See, that's what I'm talking about. Glenda and Albernia and Laura, that's it. I'm that dedication. Yes, I'm giving you love for that one. Uh, and let's see. Sharon is on with us. And Lauren, I will get to that. We're trying to do a variety of things on the east side of town. We are renovating that building, some for city services and some for some retail. Um, yes, we were saddened to hear of the passing of Reverend Dr. Calvin Butts of Abyssinia Baptist Church, legendary pastor in New York. Had the opportunity to meet him on several occasions. Great warrior. And so he and the Abyssinia family is in our prayers. Good to see, let's see, Chanel is asking us to keep her mother in love in our prayers. We will do that. I'm going to give you some care. Christiana is in Asheville already. Wow, you moved. And Molly made it. All right, so Molly is on and Marcia is on. Both Tillmans is on. We only have one Dinkins. Joya is on. I didn't see Richard. And then Laura is over here having a conniption. And so, Laura, all I will say to you all the way in Pennsylvania, come for me. Who gonna check me, Laura? Come on. Come on. Come on for Friday Night Live. Sit right here next to me for Friday Night Live. Come on, if you want to do that. Iron Bull, good to see you as well. I need to talk to you about something, Iron Bull, as well. Um, let's see, what else? Good to see the Effingham Guardian. And those are our libertarian friends. Good to see you. Good to see Julia Carter. I'm still giving you love, Miss Julia. And Barbara says she can't miss Friday Night Live, even if it's daytime. That's what I'm talking about. And Laura says, say my name one more again, Laura Renee Smith. There, I said it. And Samantha is on. Jerry, good evening to you. Then Dana's dad's 82nd birthday was yesterday. And so happy birthday to you as well. Want to send some love for that. Let's see. Um, let's see. Richard is here, so we have both Dinkins here now, so we're good about that. And yes, I agree with Mama Marsha. Molly, you barely just got here. So, good. Anyway, you know it's Friday. Friday, you know what we do on Fridays. It's a beautiful night in the greatest city of the world, known as Savannah, Georgia. And, we said we would do this as long as you're here. So it is Friday. And it's Friday in Savannah. So it's time for Friday Night Live. And here we are, week number 136. Good to see you, Julie. Good to see Ruel on. Sheila is on with us as well. Week number 136. That's 136 weeks. That's 953 days. That's 2 years, 7 months, and 9 days. That's 31 days, 9 months, every single Friday, every single Friday, every single Friday, no matter what the weather was, what the situation was, how we were feeling, what we were doing. We have been together and we are still together in the greatest situationship, relationship, entanglement that the internet has ever known, and we are calling this Friday Night Live. That means that we are officially a thing. It means that we are officially have something going on, and hey, I appreciate that. As a matter of fact, again, I gotten an invitation to go to to go to Atlanta for President Obama, and I couldn't do it because I could not figure out how to get back. Well, partly I missed my flight, but partly because I said, look, I got stuff to do. I need to be back at 9 o'clock. And so that's all I'm saying. I need to be back because I got an appointment. I got work to do. So a lot to talk about tonight, and we'll get through it. I want to thank you all again for joining us. Those of you joining us for the first time, those of you who have been joining us every single week, we are still together. So a couple of things we want you to do. The first thing, see, here it was. Michelle had Mr. Bill and her had a dinner at the Vault with the daughter and son-in-law, celebrating her new job at the BOE, but she left to come to be home for Friday Night Live. Karen, I would have, but the problem was I was leaving and did not have what I needed to do it. So I appreciate that. So anyway, a couple of things I want to talk about. First thing we do, we want you to like the page, like the page, like the page, like the page. The other thing we want you to do, share the video. We're not selfish with our love. We're not selfish with it. We are not selfish with it. Third thing we want you to do, you know what we do every single week. We send out love to our girl, Tara. So there it is, hashtag Tara Strong. 3 green apple hearts, followed by the special Friday Night Live heart. It's a red one. Good to see Dr. Angie Lewis. Good to see Dolores Simmons on with us. Thank you so much. Glad to be able to have you. So we send out love to our girl Tara, and so I want you to go ahead and do that. Can you do it, please? Let's go ahead and send out love to our girl Tara. Some know her, some don't know her, some don't know what she's going through. Some do know what she's going through, but the fact of the matter is, it doesn't make a difference. We send love, we show love, we're better because of our love. A lot of things happening in Savannah, and I'm going to talk to you about all of it. Terry, Avi just can't follow directions, and she was your student, and she can't follow directions. Now, on her thing, she could do the purple. We do the red here. Good to see Brother Keith. Appreciate you being here as well. So, a couple of things I want to talk about. A lot going on tonight. I mean, the Savannah Film Festival is going on. I had a chance. Good to see my neighbor Vicki Golden on. I had a chance to see Till. Met the director and met the young man who played Till, who was here. Janelle Monáe was here. That was really, really cool. Widespread Panic, for those of you that are Panic fans, Widespread Panic is here for 2 days in Savannah doing their annual Halloween show. So Savannah is lit. Savannah Pride is here, so folks are downtown at Ellis Square enjoying themselves. Tomorrow, Savannah State plays Fort Valley in Macon, Georgia, so some of us are heading up there. Bunch of stuff happening in the hostess city of the South. So glad that you are here with us. First thing I want to tell you, this week, I went to the site of the new Hyundai plant. This is $5.5 billion. It's the largest economic development project ever in the Lauren. I was by the concert, but I couldn't stay. But it's the largest economic development project ever in the state of Georgia. $5.5 billion, 8,100 jobs, and I say that because we're celebrating groundbreaking. It's really great news for our region. It's certainly great news for our state. But I will tell you the question I've been asking. What are we doing now to prepare for what is to come? And I say that because it's a couple of things. I will make it akin to having a baby. We're really glad when the baby comes, but we recognize that there's preparation for the baby before the baby comes. You have to get a room, you have to get equipment, you have to buy clothes, you have to buy diapers. There's a bunch of things you have to do to get prepared for the baby when the baby comes. So if you use the Hyundai plant as a baby, which comes in 2025, the reality is we can't wait till 2025 to get ready for what is to come. The city of Savannah acted as a utility in this case. We provided the sewer that made this project happen. So even though it's in Bryan County, the project does not happen without us. We get it. We want to be team players. But we have to start preparing our schools now. Our public schools, our Savannah Tech, Savannah State, Georgia Southern, SCAD. We have to get these schools ready to be able to prepare young people for these jobs. This is electrical cars and electrical batteries. And my concern is that I don't see yet a curriculum. Good to see you, Miss Annette. Thank you for coming yesterday. And Paula, thank you so much. But we need to make sure, if we got to fly in instructors from Korea, to have them here in our public schools, to have them here at our local colleges, at our technical schools, to be able to start training people with the skills that they need to have so that when the baby comes, we are prepared to receive the baby. The problem sometimes is when you talk about success, if you're not prepared when the opportunity comes, then you're not going to be prepared for success. So that's the first thing. We have to be prepared for training. If not, if we don't have opportunities for the 8,100 jobs for a lot of people around here to take advantage of these things first, good to see you, Michelle. If we don't, then you have 8,100 people coming from this community from other places. And you have people here in Savannah looking around saying, look at them making all that money. I'm saying we have a responsibility as I hold up my cup from Miss Ann Delaney. Thank you so much. This is my special Friday night cup. Thank her. So we have to, hey, Cynthia, thank you for joining us. We have to make sure that we are prepared for the opportunities when they come. And so what I've been saying is I'm happy for the blessing, but we have to prepare ourselves as a community for the blessings. So the first thing is training. The second thing is roads and infrastructure, because this is probably about 20 miles outside of Savannah. Number one, do we have the roads? It's already a parking lot getting into Savannah in the morning and getting out of Savannah in the evenings. So we have to make sure that we have the roads to be able to do that. The third thing we talk about is transportation. Everybody does not have a car, and everybody does not have a car that will take them 20 miles every single day. And we have heard throughout this community people in our neighboring communities saying they don't want public transportation. Well, if they don't, how are people supposed to get to the opportunity? The opportunity means nothing if people can't get to the opportunity. You hear what I'm saying? So it's important for us to make sure that we're preparing for the blessing. So we have to do it in training, we have to do it in roads, we have to do it in transportation, and we have to do it in housing. Where are these folks going to live? Where are they going to live? And so we need to be preparing now when we already have an affordable housing crisis. That is why the city of Savannah has put historic funds into affordable housing, $19 million into affordable housing, because we need to create housing for people to live now. We have a housing crunch now. And so, you can't wait for that. So we have to, and I have talked, and I'm speaking more with this region. Obviously, Savannah is the largest city in the region. And so I am leading these conversations to say, where these folk gonna live? And what are we doing in all of these counties, all of these cities, to be able to provide for that? And we recognize that everybody wants to come to Savannah, everybody wants to hang out in Savannah, and so people are going to come to Savannah. So what are we doing to prepare our streets, prepare our roads, prepare our facilities, our leisure services, our entertainment spaces for that many people? So all I'm saying is, as a community, and I'm very happy for Hyundai, I'm very happy we have this opportunity here. I'm saying that we have to be ready for this opportunity when it comes. Otherwise, we will be in 2025, people can't get to the job, so people are moving here from all over the place, including Korea. People have no place to live. People can't get to the jobs. And people here locally are not trained for that opportunity. So what I'm saying is that is what we have to do. We have to be ready. And the only way you are ready is you have to prepare now for it. So, Lauren, the reality is that in Georgia, we have no way of maintaining, controlling, or sustaining rents. In Georgia, people can charge for rent what they want to charge. Therefore, the market forces drive our rental market, which is why rents are so high. Rents will go as high as the market can stand. And so, obviously, some, people will say, what can Savannah do? But the reality is that we can't. We just can't. The state does not allow it. And those are the types of things during this election season, and we need to be talking to people about how do we create these opportunities for people to be able to live and live in an affordable way. And so, Billy, you're asking how do we cap rental rates at inflation? That's the problem. We can't. State law has to allow us to do it, and state law currently does not. So we need you to, people want to call and fuss at me and say it's my fault. Ain't nothing we do with that. You need to, these state representatives and state senators who are asking for your vote, you need to be able to press them to say that we need some opportunities to be able to help people to live better and live easier. Good to see the awesome Marjorie Young on as well. Okay, so that is what the challenge is. Okay, so that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. Second thing I wanted to talk about is it is yesterday at City Council, we were talking about breast cancer awareness. We were honoring Buddy Check 3 21 years ago, and we were trying to figure out a way. Good to see Alan right on with us, trying to talk about Buddy Check 3 and what that means in our community. It is necessary for us to make sure that our folks are okay. We want our people to be okay on the third of the month or any day of the month, but every month we're asking for you to do a self breast exam, and you check for. Good to see you, Camila. We need you to. Hey, Lita. We want you to check your breasts. Men too, check your breasts. 1% of breast cancer diagnoses are in men, and so therefore men, and I've started doing it every month. I'm just, checking my breast. Now I got a lot of muscle in here. It's a lot of muscle, so I have to really push hard in here, but I do. I check to make sure there's nothing that seems strange or feels strange. So shouts out to Tina Taya Shaw, WSAV, Buddy Check 3. We had some great survivors to come next week, and come to City Council yesterday. We were glad to have them. I am actually ripping the runway this Sunday at 4 o'clock p.m. at the Savannah Theater, raising money. I need y'all's help, and so I just put this in here. I need your help. Chanel is a breast cancer survivor. I need y'all to help me. I need y'all to donate because I'm supposed to raise money, and I need y'all's help. So please go ahead, click on that, find my name, and donate. If each of y'all could just do, let's say $20 or something, I would be honored. I'm raising this money for Buddy Check 3, and the purpose of this is that when women need items, oftentimes they just don't have it, and so this money is going directly to the J.C. Lewis and Nancy Lewis Cancer Pavilion. I did see Debbie Williams Walker. Debbie Williams Walker made a post. Lala, I just posted that. Thank you so much. And I'm posting that, so I'll be posting it throughout the night. And ladies and gentlemen, if you would honor me by going to the thing, and you will see my name right now. I'm in third place. I need to be in first place. I need to win this thing. So please, you could type my name in there, but right now I'm number 3. I'm behind a church, and I'm behind Food Line in Richmond Hill. And so I need your help to help me win this thing. So please, ma'am and sirs, help your guy out. Yes, my goal is $10,000. $10,000. I mean, hey, I'm naming it and claiming it. So please help me, help me, Ernestine. I appreciate that as well. Um, Billy, Highway 21, that's not really in Savannah. So I do want to talk about T-Splosh. So I'll put that on here. So remind me. But I'm ripping the runway, so I wanted to talk about that. Wanted to invite you. Um, I wanted to invite you to the State of the City address. Um, the State of the City address is my annual accounting to the city about her condition. And so this is the first time in my 3 years that I will be able to do this live. And so I'm excited about that and what that means. And so the State of the City is on Wednesday, November the 2nd at 6:30 p.m. At 6:30 p.m. Is the uh, let me see. Right. It's at Thursday. Um, Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Is the State of the City address. You're all welcome to come. It is at the Cultural Arts Center. So I'll post that so you'll be able to have it. 6:30 on Wednesday, November the 2nd. At 6:30 p.m. at the Cultural Arts Center, I will give the annual State of the City address. Please come and join us. Ula says that Deanie Murphy is watching. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Um, Willie has a question. Why do I propose impact fees to pacify citizens paying for maintenance of city parks and militarization of police force on the back of taxpayer homeowners in underserved communities that will see the brunt of it? Make it make sense. We're coming out with a fiscal year with a COLA. Willie, I don't have a clue about what you're talking about. Why would we propose impact fees to pacify citizens paying for maintenance of city parks and militarization of on the back of taxpayers and underserved communities? What are you talking about? Impact fees is for new development. You don't know what you're talking about, Willie, as usual. Monir, good to see you, sir. Always glad to have you. I did not get there um, this week, but I will get there. Good to see you, my friend. Ernestine says, oh, thank you, Carol. I appreciate you for doing that. Ernestine did not see about T-Splosh. It is on the ballot, and I want to talk a little bit about that. Um, so T-Splosh, the transportation, and I'm going to try to see if I can help you all locate it. And let me just tell you that I am supporting T-Splosh. It stands for um, Transportation Special Purpose Local Option Sales Tax. It is an extra penny that, if approved by vote of the citizens, that citizens will pay. By law, the money that is gathered from this would go towards transportation things. So in Savannah, it would go toward things like sidewalks and streets, um, and trails and those types of things. People always complain about the condition of streets and all of these types of things. Well, the reality, beloved, is that this costs. It costs, and this is money that we have to find from somewhere. Now, what I want you to know is that the city of Savannah, um, particularly under this administration, um, reduced um, we have reduced um, sales taxes to the lowest level that it's been in 35 years. In 35 years, we have reduced the taxes to the lowest that it's been. And so, because of that, we're enjoying that. But on the other end of it, the question means, um, let me see. All right, yeah, it's called the 1% special 1% special transportation special sales tax. Ernestine is what it's called. Um, it's That's what it's called. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in here. This is what it says. It's just so that you can see it. Um, And the fact is that you know for the penny, so when you buy something, you pay an extra penny on what you buy. The good news is because Savannah has such a healthy tourist market that really the money that we pay, if it's $1 of services, $1 of money, we're only paying about 60 cents of that $1. 40 cents comes from somebody else. I mean, people who are coming here, visitors that are coming here, they're paying the same thing. So to me, these sales tax work because we're not paying all of it. Some cities you have to pay all of it. They have no visitors. We have visitors. So if I'm going to give you $1, but you're only going to pay 60 cents of that dollar, that's a good deal. And so for us, it will help us to get things done that we want to get done faster. So I'm looking forward to that opportunity. I am supporting it, and I think it's a good thing for our city. And people will say don't do it, but then they complain about why the sidewalks are not done or why the streets are not done. I mean, we'll get to it. It'll just take a lot longer. We have to pay for it when we can afford it. Thank you, Carol. Yes, the State of the City address is on Wednesday. I will deliver it at 6:30 p.m. at Savannah Cultural Arts Center. It will be live streamed, so you are definitely welcome. I want to see my Friday night family on it. I actually wanted to try to do the State of the City on Friday Night Live, and they told me no, I had to do it with other people. So good to see you, Felicia. I hope you're doing well. Billy, yes, the public can attend. Trey, good to see you. Good to see the Honorable Teeny Ade Broughton from Pensacola, Florida. She's a councilwoman there doing a magnificent job as well. Good to see you. Marjorie says vote yes for it. I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good opportunity. Good to see you, Greta. And Marjorie is right. Tourists pay for SPLOS, eSPLOS. I mean, I think there is a cost that tourists need to pay for our city. I mean, they walk on our streets, they use our public assets, and so therefore they should pay something to us as hosts. These special purpose local option sales tax, be it in education or transportation or just special purpose, helps tourists to pay for the stuff that's going on in our city, things that benefit us. So I think it's a good thing. Good to see you, Masha. Thank you for joining us. Trey has given us a good idea, Pity for a Pothole campaign. Um, you know, I mean, and we have people who just, no matter what it is, I think there are people whose, goal in life is just no. And you know them. They just no on everything. No on everything. No, no, no. Sunshine tomorrow. No. Well, maybe the night needs to last longer. And we want new roads, we want new sidewalks, we want improved things, we want things done faster and quicker, we want traffic calming, we want speed bumps. But then, no, we don't want to help you to do it. You know why I want to do it is because the folks I represented for 16 years out there in Highlands, at Highlands Boulevard and Benton Boulevard, it takes them 45 minutes sometimes to get out of their neighborhoods just to go to work, just to go to school, just for emergency services to come in. That area needs to be widened. And so we want to use that money to widen that for the folks in the Highlands. Everybody in the Highlands should be voting yes for this. So T-SPLOS is the 1% sales tax. I need y'all to vote for it. Now, I can't tell you what to do, but I voted for it because I think it's important for you to get the stuff that you need. So, so Willie says while the impact fee will be on the development and not necessarily the developer, constituents are worried that developers will increase the cost of their services so the one-time fee can be covered, meaning the fee will eventually fall on people who purchase land to build a single-family home. The same scenario could be applied to landlords and renters. Well, Willie, what you don't understand about impact fees is that the local government can create exemptions. And so we could create exemptions on housing because we do recognize that impact fees that developers have on housing is just simply passed on to homeowners. And so, I mean, I think, that's something that was clearly covered in our impact fee discussion. This is something that council has said they wanted as a tool in the toolbox, not an all-in-one, not a fix-all, but it does help developers, particularly for some of these larger projects that are non-residential, to help to pay for some of the assets that they're using. So we haven't adopted it yet, but there is an exemption for housing. So that's your answer. Did Chatham County tax go up, Chanel? I do not know, but I do know that taxes went up because of valuation. With all of these sales going on, the fact is everybody's properties cost more now, and so which is a good thing. You have the opportunity to increase the value of your asset, and so because of that, you end up paying more for that asset. So uh, some need manpower. People don't want to work. How does the city select the contractors to do the work? Um, what do you mean? The contractors that do the work? Well, for the city of Savannah, we have a very clear process that focuses on Savannah first. Not Savannah only, but we give priority to businesses that have been located in Savannah for at least a year and have a city of Savannah business license. Our expectation is they use local people to do the work. And we want good quality, reputable construction. We insist on that, and I think you've seen that. I mean, our arena is a very good example of good, reputable quality construction. Our Effingham Guardian friends say if our state representatives went to a fair tax through consumption, it would solve most of the funding problems. It would eliminate the school and property tax, which would lower the yearly cost to live and bring cheaper rent. Um, I don't necessarily disagree with you. Um, I have started looking at the fair tax models, and I've been trying to kind of throw scenarios out there to see how that all works. So, I mean, so far, so good. Um, Good to see Crystal Creations on with us. Thank you for joining us. Um, and Mary, thank you. I appreciate you. Good to see you. Oh, well, good. Now let's talk about that. Christiana, I had a chance to see her yesterday, and she came to City Hall to talk to council about removing the name of John C. Calhoun from Calhoun Square. Um, and Christiana, they don't have to contact us. I think it's pretty clear about where the council is. There's no need to call us. I mean, I think the fact that they said they wanted it on the agenda is indicative that they're going to vote for it. But it was important to me. Um, you know, the city has 24 squares, 22 of them that are active. Um, Names are important, and I am I'm a lover of history. I'm not in love with history. I respect history. I recognize that roads and journeys do not begin with today, they begin with yesterday. And I think that you have to put yesterday in context to understand today, and that helps you prepare for tomorrow. We have one of our squares that is named after John C. Calhoun. John C. Calhoun was a two-time vice president of the United States. He was a Secretary of War, he was Secretary of State, he was a senator, he was a congressman, and he was a representative in the South Carolina State House. Uh, Fascinating man with impressive, legendary credentials. He was also a big advocate of slavery and used his influence and used his stature to really promote a culture of slavery and promote the uh, enslavement of minorities, of black people. The question was for us ultimately, and there was a couple of questions, and there was a lot going on. We've been talking about this for a long time, and for me, I told you I'm not going to run away from things because they're hard. I'm going to run to them because they're hard. And this has been going on. And so there's a process by which you rename a square. and this requires that the adjoining or surrounding property owners have to have 51% in favor of renaming the square. And so at some point, there were different names. There was the Freedom Square, the Jubilee Square, the W.W. Law Square. I've heard the Barack Obama Square. I've heard the Susie King Taylor Square. And the Susie King Taylor Coalition has been the most uh, sustained effort to be able to rename the square um, in honor of someone who was a Savannah, someone who is of color and has a legendary um, career of service. Well, the fact of the matter was is that they reached the threshold and then the threshold would change, the goalposts would move. And so um, it was going on, going back, going on. I would go to meetings, and then it was like, you know what? There's two questions here, and ultimately, as mayor, I have my personal feelings, but I have to also protect process because city council could simply just say, we'll change it. We'll just name it Van Johnson Square if that's what we want to do. The problem with that is that if we act like that, absolutely, because we have the power to do so, is that other people will act absolutely because they have the power to do so. It should not be easy to change the name of any public asset. There should be hurdles to climb. There should be public input. There should be stakeholders getting involved and being involved. And so the way I saw it was that there were two questions, and there were two separate questions. The second question was probably the less significant than the first question in my mind. The second question is, what do we rename the square? But really, to me, the more germane question is, should this square be named after John Calhoun in the first place? In 2022, does John Calhoun reflect who we are um, in 2022? Does John Calhoun adequately reflect Savannah? And although he was a purveyor of slavery, there was no indication that he had any ties at all to the city of Savannah or Georgia in that matter. As a matter of fact, he was born in South Carolina. He lived in Washington, D.C. He died in Charleston, he died in Washington, D.C. He's buried in Charleston, where his grave is today. And so, do we want to continue to have a square celebrating a man that did not and does not reflect our values? And so my proposed solution is that then let's talk about whether we want to unname the square. And then we will name a square and do that by including everybody's input. And so we had the city council meeting. So I proposed that we would create a resolution only if we got public input. We wanted to hear from people about what they thought, and then council would decide whether they wanted to move forward or not. And so we had the hearing yesterday. There were a lot of different viewpoints. We respect people to have their viewpoint. This is not going to destroy our city. We should be grown enough to have these very candid, courageous conversations about race and about legacy and about slavery in 2022, and do it in a way that does not make us act disrespectful toward each other. Because at the end of the day, we're still Savannans. And so the council indicated after hearing the testimony and after looking at the written and submitted thoughts and opinions about that, they had decided to move forward with the drawing up of a resolution, and we'll vote in 2 weeks. So, I mean, I hear of a lot of things. This is not an effort to erase history. As a matter of fact, I am totally against erasing history. I don't want ever, ever, ever for this world, this community to know who John C. Calhoun was. I want this community to know who he was, and although he had impressive achievements, he did some wrong things. He did some wrong things, and so um, we will name, if it's unnamed, it will be formally named as the square formerly known as Calhoun Square. And then I'm going to ask this community for us to get together and work together to figure out what we name this square. So that's what happened. Good to see you, Dr. Priscilla Williams. And so that's what I'm doing. And oh yeah, by the way, I'm doing the 50 Shades of Pink. So I just want you to know I'm doing 50 Shades of Pink. I gotta raise this money, y'all. So y'all help me out, okay? Um, anything you can give to 50 Shades of Pink, uh, I'm ripping the wrong way. So let's see what else. All right. Didn't I just tell you, Willie? As usual, I'm wrong. I mean, I just told you that the city in our impact fee law can create exemptions for housing. So what are you talking about? If we are not charging developers a fee for development, then there's nothing to pass on, Willie. So, um, as usual, you don't read and you don't listen. So, but anyway. Um, Billy, who decides if it gets removed? Council. Yes, it's the city council. Public assets belong to a city council, so that's where it is. Um, and I want to make sure that Loto can get to her appointments on time, and that's why I'm supporting T Splosh so that she can get to icons in time. Okay, Michelle, you are welcome. Well, the Effingham Guardian, well, we will have impact fees, but again, we would exempt housing. We don't want housing to be more expensive. So in our impact fee ordinance, we would exempt housing from that. I mean, just be, I mean, if you're developing housing, residential housing, we would know that. And so therefore you would not pay an impact fee. So it doesn't make, to me, that's counterintuitive to uh, impose an impact fee on someone building something you want more of. So again, I think I'm absolutely clear that housing will be exempt from the impact fee. Good to see you, Mardell, as well. Thank you. And Carol had some good advice. If you do not know who John Calhoun was, watch the movie Amistad. Pastor Tillman says they'll do a soul stroll to the polls as well. So thank you, Pastor Tillman, for that. I hope that all of you have voted. Um, we have lines at the polls. We have voting on Saturday and Sunday, and through the rest of this week through Friday. I am voting tomorrow at 11 a.m. So if you want to join me at the polls at the Savannah Civic Center tomorrow at 11 a.m., I will be voting, and I will be asking y'all to come and hang out with me and vote with me tomorrow at 11 a.m. at um, um, the Savannah Civic Center in the parking lot. So meet me there, okay? 11 o'clock tomorrow. Um, let me see. Thank you, Kara. I appreciate it. Um, well, Billy, I mean, ultimately, I mean, there are, you hire representatives to be able to make those decisions. So I'm not sure we would do that by referendum. I think the council will decide. I mean, you elect city council to be able to make those decisions. So that is why we will have public input, and there'll be opportunities for everybody around the community to involve themselves in the naming of the square. In renaming of the square, it's just the properties around the square. That's why we're going to do is a naming of the square, which is different, and it will have a bunch of input from everybody. Good to see you, Lily Relic. I hope you're doing well. The Honorable um, Cynthia Elaine Jenkins. Good to see her. She is the Mayor Pro Tem of Noonan, Georgia, in Coweta County. I like Billy Square. Um, TNI Dave Broughton says, Tell the opposers not to worry about changing Calhoun. They will still have places and even people. Well, that's true. Um, Marjorie says she looks forward to seeing me at the ribbon cutting for the Central Park Credit Union. I'm supposed to be there? I didn't know. When is that? I don't know. Um, I agree to our libertarian friends. You know, we can't divide ourselves over small things. So, um, Carol says he lost. Good to see you, Elder Flossie. I appreciate that. Um, the Bradley plywood property is for sale. The undisputed site of the Weeping Time, where those conversations at? Um, Perhaps. I believe that the price and the zoning of it is cost prohibitive for the city of Savannah. We simply cannot afford the money they're asking for. However, my conversations is for the acquisition of the piece of land that the site occurred on. And so those are conversations that we're having, Rebecca. And because they are involved real estate, I'm not going to speak any further on that. So just wanted to let you know. All right. Especially since, Rebecca, you were saying that although the Salvation Army site was the undisputed site of Weeping Time, and now you know it was not. Anyway, good to see you, Miss Sadie Campbell. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Good to see you. Love you. She is our senior queen of Friday Night Live. Always good to see you. JJ says the intentions of the people who named the square John C. Calhoun were making a point about who was in charge and who wasn't. Good point. B. Michelle says thank you for providing historical context education on how taxation works and providing understanding. B. Michelle, that is my job. Thank you very much. Peggy says hello from Guyton. Good to see you, Effingham County. And Helen has voted. Barbara has voted. Barbara has voted. JJ's voted. Hey, good to see Bernice Lohman, always doing her thing. Ernestine said the line was around the building. Again, I am at I'm voting tomorrow at 11 o'clock at the Savannah Civic Center in the parking lot. Meet me there at 11 o'clock at the Savannah Civic Center. Marjorie wants to know when will the bridge name change. Well, the state assembly owns the bridge, so they'll have to change the name. Good to see Kwanzaa Austin on. Hope you are doing well. Pamela Gray, good to see you as well. And so, yes, 11 a.m. Marjorie, make sure my team has that because I don't book my whole life anymore. So, just want you to know that. So, we're really at time, but if there are any questions, I'll be more than glad to answer them. I did find, thanks to Molly, I have one more Pete the Cat. I didn't know whether y'all were feeling Pete the Cat right now. But again, I'm voting tomorrow at 11 o'clock. I'm ripping the runway on on Sunday at 4 o'clock. Oh, I have tickets. I have 10 tickets. Rebecca, they're directly connected, but it's not the same line. The archaeologist I had determined that they were two distinct parcels. There's a road. There's Bay Street runs from Garden City into the city of Savannah. Actually, Bay Street can run all the way down to Tybee Island. So I mean, just because of that doesn't mean that it's it's the same property. It's the same. It's two distinct, different properties that share the same road, Rebecca. So that's in the architectural's report, and so that is what we have, and that's what was registered to the state. Again, I remind you that the Salvation Army property was not owned by the city; it was owned by the federal government, And so the federal government, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, did their own study, determined that it was not the site of the weeping time, and they sold the property through the Housing Authority of Savannah to the Salvation Army. So just want to make sure you knew that. Um, you know, I mean, I think Savannah should be declared historic. We are finding now more and more that more of our communities, Carver Village is now considered historic. Um, we have a bunch of areas now that are, I think Ardmore now is coming on line as historic. And so as we know better, we'll start doing better and we'll start having these communities um, prepare themselves in a way to be deemed historic. The reality about Bradley Plywood is, you know, Bradley Plywood is privately owned. It is owned privately. So, um, you know, we will continue to work. My goal is ultimately to acquire um, a significant portion of the property for a public memorial, and I am confident that I will be able to achieve that. So um, I am working hard to be able to make that happen. But again, it's a process, and so we have to let the process play itself out. So, um, any other questions? Barbara Dolores wants to hear Pete the Cat, but you're in Hawaii, so I don't know if I'm gonna read Pete the Cat to you while you're in Hawaii. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. Let me see how many pages is Pete the Cat today. Let's see. I can read this, Barbara, if you want me to read it. I mean, it's not a long book, um, but it's Pete the Cat's train trip. I can read it next week as well. So, um, well, Rebecca, is not debatable because I'm not a party. The city is not a party to this. Your grievance, whatever that is with the Housing Authority of Savannah and the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development. Obviously and apparently, if the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development was able to sell it, then I was to submit that the Section 106 review will have been submitted. Obviously, you can contact the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development to see whether it is. I mean, it's not debatable to me because, again, the city of Savannah doesn't own the property, has never owned the property, and you know, this is a sale between owners. One of it's a nonprofit, the other is the U.S. government through a local authority. So, um, you know, that's where we are. So, I mean, I can't go back and forth on something I'm not a party to. We don't have standing because we don't own it. So, um, Jacqueline says, read it. All right, I'm gonna read it. All right, Billy says, all right, I can read Pete. Any other questions before I get into Pete? Any other questions? All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're going to get into this week's episode of Pete the Cat. You ready? And this is Pete the Cat's train trip. Okay. Man. Pete. Pete be living his best life. And so I'm gonna read it and then I'm gonna ask the questions that adults ask about all of this. So here we go. So Pete the Cat is going to visit his grandma. He's getting to ride on a train. Pete's mom buys 3 tickets. She gives one to Pete and one to his brother, Bob. Willie, I'll answer that later. Pete looks up at the big board. Our train is leaving at 10 o'clock, he says. A train speeds by. That's a cargo train, Bob tells Pete. Pete even got luggage, y'all. Pete's train has arrived. Can you see it? All aboard, calls the conductor. Pete's mom finds 3 seats. I can't wait to see Grandma, says Bob. I can't wait to explore the train, says Pete. Well, the conductor comes to collect the tickets, and Pete hands over his. I love trains, says Pete. I'll show you around, says the conductor. The conductor's a duck. Okay. This gets weirder and weirder. Pete follows the conductor from car to car as the floor rumbles under his feet. Wow. Wait a minute, where you go? Wow, Pete says when they, wait a minute, where you go? When they go to the caboose, we're going over a bridge. Pete sees his mom and Bob. They're at a snack bar. I got this for you, says Bob. Lydia, it's not that long of a ride. I'm finished in a minute. Pete follows the conductor and he goes to the front of the train. Come in, says the engineer. Wow, Pete says. The engineer shows him the engine. The engineer shows Pete the train's brakes. There's a tunnel up ahead. As they go through the tunnel, Pete gets to honk the horn. Toot, toot. Everything is light again. Thanks for showing me around, Pete says. On his way back to his seat, wait a minute, there it is. Pete stops and makes new friends. They live in different towns and they're getting off at different stops. Now you got cows and chickens and all that. All Pete's friends. Pete plays games. A little kid wears his hat. Pete sings a song. Whoops. What a groovy ride. We get off at the next stop, says Pete's mom. Pete is looking. Toot, toot. Pete looks out the window and sees. I think we're getting to the climax, y'all. Grandma! All right. Pete is the first one off the train. Pete's grandma gives him a big hug. It feels good. Pete loves riding the train, but he loves his grandma even more. The end. I love my grandmoms too. How many grandmothers we have on here? Grandmothers are made and blessed by God. There's nothing more special than a grandmother. So, all right, so let me deal with this and I'll be finished. Willie says, why do I say folks don't want to live under anybody's rules but their own, and it causes another issue for us to homeless people? Well, because when you go to a homeless encampment and you have beds for everybody, and 30 of them decide that they don't want to live um, in shelter. They don't want shelter. They rather live in encampments. And we know that they have some mental health issues, some substance abuse issues, and they say that they don't want to abide by those rules. That's pretty much the truth of it. You know, again, we have with the Homeless Authority people who talk to every single person. So this is not what we think. This is what we know. Anyway, um, so Daviana and Davin, I hope you enjoy Pete the Cat. And we are working Billy on the train going from Chattanooga through Atlanta to Savannah. So we're working on that. Um, Thank you, Marjorie, Julie. I appreciate it. Grandma is the best. And we are praying for those. Um, we are praying for all of our folks, both chronically homeless and our transitional homeless. So we do that. So Cheryl is a proud grandmama, and and Michelle is as a grandmama as well. And thank you, Shirley. I appreciate that. Um, I do feel loved. I appreciate it. And Barbara's was watching while I was reading Pete the Cat. Even Barbara's cat likes Pete the Cat. Um, and Barbara is saying a conductor. Okay. Well, I hope that you're enjoying Hawaii, Barbara. Um, Daviana wants another story, and I'll have to give you another one at another time, okay? Because, you know, we're getting kind of old around here. But nonetheless, thank you all so much for joining us. A couple of things, again, I want you to remember. Join me tomorrow at 11 a.m. at um, at the Savannah Civic Center in the parking lot as I vote. And I want you to come and vote with me. So come on and vote if you have not done that. Um, Come on and vote with me tomorrow, 11 a.m. Also, I am uh, I am ripping the runway on this Sunday at 4 p.m. at the Savannah Theater. If you are a survivor of any type of cancer, I have 10 VIP tickets. If any of y'all want to go for my Friday Night Live crew, if you want to go, inbox me. I have 10 free tickets, and I want to share them with you. Friday Night Live. So if you want to go, if you're a survivor, if you're not, the first 10 that tell me they want to go, inbox me with your email address, and we will send you the tickets, and you can come and see me rip this runway. Okay. Um, and then the other thing is, so tomorrow I'm doing that. And then we want you to support me. I'm looking to raise money to donate to the J.C. Lewis um, Fund and Buddy Check 3. And so I'm looking to raise these funds, and so I need your help. Y'all have gotten me up to $190, and now I am leading, y'all. I am leading the challenge. So please go ahead, help me win this. And so I'm asking for your help. I am very appreciative if you do help me to raise these funds. I think it's really important, and that's why I'm going to rip the runway in the name of that. Okay. Um, Thank you, Pastor Tillman. I appreciate that. Shirley, thank you. Lydia, thank you to all of you. Thank you. We love you. There's nothing you could do about it. Ladies and gentlemen, continue to be Savannah Strong. Good night, everybody.